welcome to the Rusty Compass. I'm Will and I'm your host, and today we got the special guest that I've been talking about, my buddy Chris. What's up, Chris?
Brother,
Thanks for joining me, bro.
thanks for meeting me.
Yeah, man. Hey, what a ride this morning, huh?
I'm telling you.
So, what happened this morning? I was kind of giving you guys an update on basically my ride this morning. Chris wasn't able to make a ride from basically middle to south, like Arkansas, up to northwest Arkansas for a number of reasons, and I'll let Chris explain that. But um, he needed some assistance in coming up and making sure he made the ride and everything, and he went through hell and high water. Let me tell you, just to get just the bike ready, and then dealing with everything else, and it's awesome. I rode down about an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's about 2 hours.
It's about the middle point. Y City is about the middle point.
Yeah, yeah. So this morning we started about 9. Well, you started a little bit earlier than I did. I woke up late.
Not a whole lot, but no.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was about 9:20 when I took off.
There's still frost on the ground when I left.
Yeah, there definitely was. It was cold. I'm still wearing my fleece lined pants.
Me too.
Yeah. So yeah, but I rode down, picked him up. It's Veterans Day. So thanks to all you vets out there, and
Sure.
let's take a moment to remember all the fallen ones. And may they ever rest in peace and watch over us as we ride, and we do a lot of riding for everybody. And that was really the main goal of today was um, basically suicide awareness, and then riding for all of our friends and families, and veterans, and just everyone that can't ride anymore. It's a really special thing for me, and I know it is definitely for Chris here. Because we've had a multitude of people in our lives, just kind of, disappear out of our lives unexpectedly mostly. And yeah, man, it's just been a good day to go ride, especially on Veterans Day. So awesome choice picking that day.
Right, Rainbow Dash has made many rides with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, my little girl sent that with me a long time ago. Like it said, Rainbow Dash when she's been in Texas down there when we did sheepdog. She went back down to Texas whenever when I flipped my leg and got my like the 22 tattooed on my neck.
Yeah.
And then rode 7 hours. Jumped
Yeah.
the gate.
Man, that's awesome. Because
Honestly.
that's funny you have that, because on my Harley, I have a little Fantasia. Is her name, a little thing like that, but it's like a what were they? The little squishy, not the squishy things, but the it's at the tip of my tongue, but it'll come to me. But it's just a little stuffed animal as well that's come out to my bike one time, and it was attached to the back of my bike in Colorado, and it's never left my bike ever since. So it's been my guardian dog and my guardian angel, and kind of it's always been there with me when nobody else I felt was.
See, in 23, after when I did the first ride for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. Like right after, like the first thing that happened after I stuck that bar on the top of my head, when I could hold that bike up on me, I put 2,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I had like 1,100 credited toward that for the ride on that river ride.
Okay.
Before I took off on that, that's when Ryan gave me this.
Oh, nice.
And like I said, I've been riding ever
Been with
since.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I took it all the way to Illinois that time. I went from Blevins to Hot Springs. Hot Springs, I went to my cousin's house in Pettigrew. And then Pettigrew, I went across to Cabot, or to Bologna, and then to my aunt's house. And then from Bologna, I got in Cabot on 167, and I run that motherfucker like a racetrack all the way to Alton, Illinois. See my other cousin.
Oh, man.
And then I came back.
You gotta love those rides, man. I just did a Iron Butt down to Daytona, and then I did that in 24 hours. If you guys aren't familiar with the Iron Butt, it's 1,000 miles in 24 hours. I just did that on the new bike, so I was like, yeah. But yeah, we chose this day because once again, our fallen warriors, and we want to ride for those that can't. and we appreciate everybody who else joined us in that today.
You see,
Um,
the bike
go
I
ahead.
rode up here on,
Oh yeah.
the bike I rode up here on, I got it from me and him. We were roommates in Iraq,
Okay.
and then I got I got it from him, and so I mean, it's kind of riding with my brother again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's got that sentimental value, right?
Oh yeah,
And so, me and Chris been talking about getting him on here, and he really wanted to get his story out there about kind of, well, there's a lot to it.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Uh,
let's go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us. We're both veterans.
yeah, everybody knows me as Bo Dick.
Yeah.
My Peppo Hill give me that nickname when I was still in my mama's belly.
Oh
He
yeah.
said,
So that's where that come from.
Mm-hmm. My mom's like, "What if it's a girl?" He said, "That ain't a girl. That's Bo Dick." And then it just kind of stuck. And my name's Christopher Hill though. The grew up in a small town, big name.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And the fact of, yeah, I am wild as all hell. That don't help nothing.
Yeah, I
didn't
think
help nothing.
I think that's just kind of part of the veteran pedigree.
Whenever,
Like we're all play hard, party hard. So
when I first went into the military, though, I had no intention of going into the military at
yeah,
all. Um, it was one of them though, where really it was either I could stay where I was at and just keep fucking up, or go do something, take a chance and do something for myself.
yeah. So you felt like you need to get out of the small town and
Oh no,
go out.
yeah, I was motivated. I guarantee it.
Oh, I believe it.
Sure.
From the conversations we've had, for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny because I felt the same way getting out of from Fayetteville. I want to get out and experience life, and that's one way I wanted to get out and just leave. Because it wasn't ever my dream to be here in Arkansas. Don't get me wrong; it's nice and pretty, and it's got some good stuff here. But there's just so much of the world out there that we want to see and stuff, or we should see.
I've seen the world, bro.
Oh, absolutely! I know you have.
The biggest problem though is back home, man. Like I haunt that place, and I don't mean to.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to be as mean as I was. I don't mean to be as mean as I am, but I am.
So do you think that'll lead us into probably
A lot of it.
the veteran service and everything,
Yeah.
or the military service, not the veteran service. We're veterans now.
But see,
So coming back home and from the war, when was your last deployment?
but see, I did 4 fast, and I deployed twice in the Navy on the
Uh-huh.
USS John F. Kennedy in support of enduring freedom, and USS George Washington in support of Iraqi
Yeah.
freedom.
I remember you had full
Um,
service, so
And man, I wanted to say that I did the sea and the shore side of Afghanistan and Iraq.
yeah,
So I was out of the Navy for like 8 months when I joined the Army.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "Please don't go infantry." Yes, ma'am. So I was a port observer. And then and that was in 2006 when I joined the Army. I joined in February 2006. June 1st, 2006, I was boots and dirt in Afghanistan.
okay, I was
with Tiff Mountain for a year.
yeah,
And then I signed up on a 3-year tour. I re-enlisted my last month over there for cash money.
yeah,
And started in Fort Hood. But see, right after I joined the Army, or I joined the Army, I had a son.
uh-huh,
And it yeah, I met, and we got married quick, 5 days. I told her, I said, "I'm gonna marry you, girl." She said, "You're still drunk." No, girl, might be, but I'm gonna marry you.
That might sound crazy to a lot of people, but that scenario happens a lot in the military.
Yeah. But we've been married for 19 years.
Yeah.
Man,
that's awesome.
I just I wished I could have fixed it.
Yeah.
When I couldn't save my own life, and in that sense, I'm talking about my wife, my kids, my life. Like
Yeah.
when I couldn't save my own life, I really just threw the rest of it away to be a goddamn demon on the streets, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of us do.
Yep, I do. I found myself in that similar position. I've never been married for 19 years, but I've been through a couple of them.
I
So
I don't blame her
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For like I said, I give her every check since we've been married goes straight to her account.
Yeah.
That's where my wife, cause that's where my kids are. She takes care of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand the hell I've caused unintentionally. Uh, I can say I didn't put hands on her,
Yeah.
but I can understand too though where the hell come from.
Yeah.
The demons in me. Like I said, I did it from June 1st, 2006 to January 22nd, 2009. I have 874 days between Afghanistan and Iraq.
That's a lot of days in the country.
I mean,
That's a whole lot of days.
it all happened, and then really truly I've been in hell ever since.
Yeah.
I tried to do, I got out, tried to come home, and I never, I didn't know there was no coming home. For one, and for two, if anybody had really just told me then that look, there really ain't no help for that mindset. You know, there really ain't no fixing it. But at least a heads up awareness about it would have made things a lot better. I really believe.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, and it's kind of, I'd almost say a little bit more common knowledge, but there's not really a whole lot still out there that I've been able to see, or maybe some of you guys know. But for veterans that came back from the war early, and also I'd almost say into the teens in 2000, I got out in 18, and they were just barely starting to get resources to deal with all the post war stuff.
But see,
Um, and what you're talking about is all that post-war stuff, the trauma and all the crazy dreams and all the PTSD stuff.
well, more what I'm talking about is
Uh-huh.
the fact of how the that small town, big name,
Uh-huh.
and what really, I mean, truthfully, I mean, I don't know, really, it was a lot of just personal issues that some of the punk ass little police that are wearing a badge now. They don't get me wrong, I don't have no problem with the police at all. It's personal issues between me and them
Okay.
where they have caused so much hell. Yeah, I've never had a drug charge. I ain't never been
Okay.
in the pen. I ain't never had no felonies. But yet, I cannot go through my hometown anywhere in Hempstead County without them getting fucked with. They want, like, we know you got drugs. We know you got drugs. And but no, I ain't either. And I
Mm-hmm.
can show video clips that go back and back and back and back and back on this where they had just continuously pushed me to that point. If it's like this last time, most recently, it was after I had explained to that dude what the 22 meant, the fact that I had just rode 2,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody that does not know what this 22 means on my throat,
Yep.
there's 22 combat veterans a day commit suicide. That's every day. 22 of them can't see their reasons. It took me all the way up to 189 miles an hour on my CBR to see my reasons. I promise you, I'd rather hit the asphalt than the reality I got slapped with because I got to see what I was going to do to my kids.
Yeah.
See my mom,
Yeah.
dad. I got to see it firsthand. When I
Mm-hmm.
passed my grandma's house, like I said, I was sitting right at the numbers that I looked at. When I wasn't staring at the numbers, but I did take a glance and somebody said 189. But right when I passed my grandma's house, all I could hear was, "I told you he's gonna kill himself on a goddamn bike." And I was like, fucking not today. And I don't know how I made the curve, but that's when I started really trying to change things. Cause see, if I rewind it back a little bit further to 2009, when I was still in the army and I was doing my mid board, I come home on a weekend pass. I just got a four wheeler as a 500 foreman
Okay.
four-wheel driver. See, I did not know that they had took out all the culverts or all the bridges and put culverts in. And I really did not know that they had all washed out. And I knew the roads though, and I was coming around the corner, and I was riding the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I come around the corner, I run up in a washout, and I hit the first one and throwed it up, and I knew what was going to happen. And I stuck my head and I held on tight as I could. And then I don't know how many times I flipped with it, but I know whenever I woke up, like the first thing that hit me was that water, and I just started swimming. And I'm like, three stroke, every stroke I'm hitting gravel. I stood up, and the water's just right above my pockets, about waistline deep. Boiler was behind me. I always thought that whenever you broke your neck, that's it, you're done.
Yeah.
I didn't know that then I had broke my neck, and I also didn't know at that point then that I had severed my spinal cord.
Oof.
Uh, And
That's what's causing your back problems and
yeah,
everything.
that's
now,
what
right?
caused the cyst. I can't say that I got lucky really on that, but I can too because I mean, I'm gonna walk. But what happened when it did that was it caused what's called a Tarlov cyst, and that's from that tear, and it leaked down the bottom 6 centimeters of my spine.
Mm.
And because it is what it is, I have not been able to get any kind of help for it at all because
Yeah.
it is my spinal cord,
Yeah.
or my my sciatic nerve. Um, but that right there is what really started it. I
Yeah.
mean, like I
So
knew if I went to the hospital that day, something told me I didn't know, but I knew inside me that if I'd have checked myself in like they wanted me to, I'd never ever got up from it.
now, do you think the mentality and everything of what you just said, think any of that stems from the PTSD or the just any of the military life and just
I don't know
most
that
of the
it.
time most of us we just have to
I
suck shit up, huh? And
Yeah,
then
I mean that's exactly what I did that day. Was I sucked it up, but I didn't. Like I said, if
yeah, but man, sucking it up on a broken neck, that's pretty rough.
yeah, well,
It's
see,
got to
I
be
didn't
rough.
look. I mean, really, I didn't know what all I had done,
Yeah.
but I knew though, and I truthfully, I was not drinking whenever it happened.
Yeah.
But after it happened, I did get drunk because it was hurting.
Oh, I'd imagine.
But I also did was I also would have turned it into an alcohol related incident because no matter when
Yeah.
I drunk and wrecked.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was one of them. I kind of had to
Yeah.
just suck it up and come on with it.
No, I completely understand that. I had DUI and stuff, and never trust me.
Well, see,
I
I mean,
understand that whole process
I
a
was the
lot. So
NCO.
yeah, I was
What's
too.
wild though is, you always see outside the gates all the car wrecks and
Yeah,
everything.
you never think it's gonna be you.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Or at least
I deployed into my deployment in the Navy.
uh-huh.
I had my first deployment, and then I uh I wrecked a bike. But I mean, I dropped one pretty hard. Um, but I still wasn't thinking about it then. But then I deployed again, and the first thing that happened when I got back from that second deployment, I got a new truck. It's a Toyota Tacoma
Hmm.
lifted 03 model, and I got a head on,
Oof.
and it totaled my truck. Bounced off both airbags.
Oof.
So now I beat that statistic again on that. The deployed come home gets killed in a car wreck.
Yep.
But like I said, all of this, I didn't figure all this shit out until later. But uh, then in the army, I deployed, and then I deployed again real quick.
Uh-huh.
But the first thing that happened after my deployment was that four-wheeler wreck, where it literally changed my life with the back problems.
Oh, I could imagine.
But then, I'm not a fan of road rash, but I make it hard to argue that point
Yeah.
because I've had it several times. But I never bitched about it one time either, because when you ride like I do, it's part of it.
Yeah.
But right after I got out of the army and we got back to Arkansas, I was playing on my racing four-wheeler, and there was a spot on the road in front of our house, and it's from the crossroads to the culvert. I can catch third gear and pull it up,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll walk a wheelie over the hill, and where the county had come through and they just scooped down the asphalt. Whenever I picked it up about 40 mile an hour, kicked it up on the grab bar, like
Yeah.
it kicked it up higher than what I tried to like get it down. It wasn't changing, so I just push,
Yeah.
separate it, slide down the highway a little bit.
So with being prior military, a lot of us have um and I just recently found this out myself when I went to the Brave program, their 3-day assessment, and they were talking about TBIs and traumatic brain injuries, and just things for coming back also from PTSD and just a bunch of different little things that um, involve that alters our basically how we our day to day activities and makes things struggle with us and all these different types of things. Um, do you think like some of the PTSD was there? I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
and then you had these TBIs. You had to have TBIs from this stuff.
Well,
So, do you think you just now? Of course, this is just me looking at in from the outside. Um, because a lot of veterans, we do get in trouble with the law. Of course, some of it's our fault, most of it. But at the same
oh
time,
yeah, I'm not trying to say
no, no,
I ain't
no,
never
no,
been. I'm just innocent of
no,
it, and I don't want to
absolutely.
mistake what I said though, because I
No,
don't.
yeah,
Hey, I ain't
no,
like that.
I'm with you on that too.
Yeah, I
I
want to
wouldn't
fix
want you
that
to
one.
incriminate yourself either. So,
Yeah, yeah, but I
but
mean,
what I'm saying is like, you know, and a lot of us military folks come from a little bit of small towns,
mhm.
and some are praised, and sometimes the small towns, um, they're kind of clicky. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
in every way.
And
Yeah, and I don't have that name like that. I've got that name that
yeah,
I will reach across the counter and slap the fuck out somebody. I mean,
yeah,
there's no doubt.
and
Um,
and a lot of that also has to do with impulse and everything else with TBIs and just PTSD, and then also just sometimes I do believe some people just probably deserve to be smacked
yeah.
sometimes.
You see, the
Not
thing,
that I'm promoting violence, but
what I think part of it was
you
too
know,
was
it's
look,
just one of those
seven
things.
times,
Yeah,
7 times since I've been back,
yeah,
like through by the time in the army, and then right after I got out at the VA, and then the other mental doctors and shit before I just quit taking pills altogether. But
yeah,
they're giving me these whole handful of pills, and every one of them say, "Do not miss a dose. Do not miss a
yeah,
dose." And I took them like I was supposed to. But then I would get pushed to that point, and they'd see my anger, and they'd get to see me snap. And instead of helping me and going with that, instead now I can't go back to this place, and I had to go see another doctor, and then they pull me off all them,
yeah.
and
Well, see, the VA there for I'd say for a long time, and probably most, I have more experience with VAs, of course, and military, and I'm sure you do too.
well, see,
But
I quit going to the VA a long time ago though. Whenever
they just used to hand feed us pills like, hey, just take this, and then eventually it did become an epidemic to where soldiers were getting strung out on things because they couldn't operate their day to day without having, certain
see,
drugs or whatever, psych medicines they were on. And because dude, I was in a similar kind of situation where, they put me on a different bunch of different meds. And I'm like, dude, some of this stuff's not working, making me feel weird and all this other stuff. And then, by the time it takes so long to figure some of these things out with some of these meds. They already switch you from another doctor to another one, and
uh,
then they start the whole process back over.
well, like I said, though, with mine though, it was as soon as they would get to see my temper, the thing that I'm in there for is
Yeah,
that I need the most help with, is what got would get me turned away, and then now I can't go back there,
yeah.
and that was
So
the original thing.
you had a situation where the temper and stuff got so bad that
No,
they basically stopped you from going back because of your anger,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I couldn't go back. I was not allowed to get all these letters. See, in when I was
And
still in Iraq,
and I understand people's safeties and stuff, but dude, I had one time I had a VA sheriff outside, and when I was at Fort Hood, because I was there twice, and the dude was talking on the phone at the beginning of our session, and we're going over meds and stuff. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm already just like, amped and frustrated and whatever case, and he's sitting there cussing at someone on the phone, and then we go to have our conversation, and I just get frustrated because I'm going through something, and I say something. He's like, "Sir, you can't use that kind of language." And then I was like, I went off on him because I was already in one of those situations. I'm like, well, now I'm feeling attacked because, well, I say I can't use this language, but you were just sitting there cussing this dude on the phone. And I'm like, so I explained that to him, and when I walked out of that office, man, there was a sheriff waiting on me, and it was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay," and I just kind of walked off. So that was all I had with that situation. But I mean,
but see, I
dude,
had tried to check myself into the mental hospital at the VA to get on a regulated medication.
yep,
And because I had took a nap in the
I know several
in the
people
waiting room,
have done this.
and this was like they had us there for like 6 or 7 hours,
Uh huh.
and I kind of I tried to just nod it off a little bit. Well, I went up there and asked him, I was like, look, is this gonna happen? Because my wife needs to go back, and he's like, well. we just don't think that you're serious. They're like, to do what, bro? I'm trying to check myself into a mental hospital to get on a regulated medication, and you don't think I'm serious? And by the time I got in there, and the security officer got in there,
Yeah.
well, he had pissed all over himself. Homeboy had, and like I had him in the corner where, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't hit him, but I
Yeah.
did have him in the corner, and explained a lot better just how serious this situation was. I mean,
You
like I
know,
said, it'll be cold out.
I had
Why
another
this?
friend in that situation, and you know, it's funny that, well, I don't. It's not funny, but
Yeah,
you go to these mental health providers, and you know, you rock the 22 on your neck for soldier suicide, right? Um, and they tell you, I mean, there are some people malingering and stuff. We've all noticed that kind
yeah,
of stuff in the military,
but
right?
well, of course, but I'm just saying,
However,
like, I would not be malingering
you
at the
know,
mental hospital. I
yeah,
mean,
what that happens is those of us that do need the help, the doctors get in a routine of seeing like all these people, so they don't even take their own job serious, which is crazy to me. Because I know from our earlier conversation we had, we both dealt with a lot of suicides, and you know, within ourselves, or even dealing with a bunch of people anyway that have went through that and talking them off the ledge, and you know, just doing the leadership stuff, and then just in our personal lives. But for them to even just say that, that is just that's wild.
yeah, that's what
Like,
they they they're trying to figure out how to slow down the veteran suicide, how to stop the veteran suicide. Well,
yeah,
I can tell you exactly how to do that.
take a
It would
job.
help a
Sounds
lot.
like just taking a job
Pull the
serious.
label off. Just pull the label off.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, like as soon as I'm automatically labeled. So I inked on some of my labels. Like
Yeah.
the unforgiving bully.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, like a pit bull is a perfect example of an unforgiving bully. Pit bull is going to get the blame for everything that gets bit.
Yeah.
Whenever they see a pit that's automatically bad, that's when it's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But if you really get to know a pit bull is a bull they love. Like I've got one named Wicked. She's a little bully. I miss her right now, bro.
Yeah.
I'd be rocking her everywhere, but I can't take her on the bike. Um, but I mean, if you just pull the label off and give somebody a chance.
Yeah. Just kind of not basically, you know, assuming, right?
Exactly like
You know,
that.
like
Like that last little deal I
actually
had. Where's,
just
we know
actually
there's
just
drugs
listen
in
to
this
someone.
truck. We know there's drugs in your truck. No, there's not drugs in my truck, homeboy. That wild look in my eyes is not because I'm high, bro. You had done pissed me off, is what happened.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because, well, we're both tatted, right?
Mhm.
I've had people approach me, and like I walked out of a bar one time, um, and I had been drinking, right? But I was just standing outside the door, just getting some fresh air. You know, I was having a good time, and it was what, there in Harker Heights, and I had a police
Touch it,
officer.
sir.
Yeah, I had a police officer, like, sir, I can get you. He was new on the job. Um, he's like, sir, I get you for public intox. I was like, no, you can't. I'm gonna walk right back inside, and you're not gonna do anything. And then he blowed up on me and started walking towards me, and then you know how young and fueled with, you know, rage and some alcohol probably. I was like, well, this dude's not gonna blow up on me. So I went to him, and before you know it, my other buddy had thrown me in some other car and took me out of
See,
the situation.
that's
But
what happened most recently.
yeah, you know,
Like I said, I'd sit here and it was after I explained to this dude what the 22 on my throat meant, and they
uh-huh.
all know about me. They
Yeah,
all know about me because my mother went down there to the sheriff's office and they asked her.
yeah,
They said, what did your son do? She said he killed people. He killed women. He killed children. He
yeah,
killed people. That's what he did. He called rounds and killed people. And
yeah,
they're like, well, you know, Miss Hill, we've been on deployments. And she said, well, did you ever have to kill any women? I said, no. She said, well, Chris did.
yeah,
She said, did you ever have to kill any children? I said, no. She said, Chris did.
yeah.
She said, so did y'all don't tell me that y'all know how he feels or what he's dealing with.
See,
But like I said, it's after the fact that I explained to this dude, I'm like, look, you know what, I escalated it to a point that I shouldn't have, and I understand that where I did wrong, and there was a couple of cops. Um, one of them, I talked to not long before I come up here.
Uh huh.
His you know, they were Nashville city police officers.
Yeah.
And what they did, though, for me, really truthfully, was they actually, whenever they seen how far I had escalated it,
Yeah.
instead of continuing to push and then, you know, end up having to kill me, that they took time enough to wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why is it like this? What's really happening here? You
Okay.
know, and then I really got to explaining it to them.
So
And it made a lot of difference because I mean it made a lot of difference.
yeah, so you kind of had a change in thing there when someone actually took the time to
Oh,
not just
definitely.
judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Essentially.
saying. Like it's not the police that I have a problem with. It's not the
No,
police that I'm against. It's some
it,
personal issues
it's
with
a
people. Not they ain't
yeah.
got nothing to do with their job.
No, 100%, and I'm the same way too. Um, People are people, and I take them as they come here and there. You know, and you know, people automatically will just jump to conclusions just because.
Yeah.
I mean, a number of things. You know, like we're taught to be a certain way. Like, oh, you know, like don't go like the whole stranger danger thing, right?
Mhm.
You know, like I get it. You tell your
Absolutely.
kids not to run up to strangers, but you know what? As an adult, I go up to strangers all the time and we talk. And I'm granted, I've probably had some pretty good scenarios, but I've never had bad. In fact, some of the best things that ever came from strangers. And sometimes I'll even be like, man, that person looks like they're having a bad day. Let me just go say hi to them. Just like you did it
Mhm.
earlier today when we were just out doing whatever, just talking and getting some food.
Oh, every time I see the hat roll,
Yeah.
I walk up and shake that man's hand.
Yep. And you
Every
know
time.
what? And that does come from probably some internal things that we've all personally dealt with. But at the same time, you know, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of things. And that's everybody, you know, not just veterans. But it
Man, you know how
some
much
of us notice things, right? And
just that simple gesture,
it is. It's just
or like
simple.
simple words like "How are you doing?" or "I love you,"
Yep.
or "How are you?" Really,
No,
uh,
100%. You know,
matter
because
would have made so much difference for me
yeah.
just to hear it.
Oh, absolutely. And genuinely mean
And
it or
then,
something.
yeah, and
You
then when
know,
the ones that genuinely do mean it, and then it's confusing. Like,
you know, I had a
what's
guy
happening?
because I have a thing when I walk past people, and most of the time, sometimes I'm in my own head, you know, as sometimes we are. But when I walk past people, I generally always say, "Hey, how's it going?" You know.
My dad told me the cheapest thing in the world you can give someone is a smile and a wave.
Oh man, you want to know how far that actually goes? Is
I listen to my
yeah,
dad. I mean, but
man that
shall I
those
do
little
that?
gestures
Hmm.
go a significant way, and I'll lead in with this. You know, I had a guy walk past me one time, and I just said hello. You know, like I was just explaining, and he's like, and he mumbled something. He's like, "Oh, you don't mean that." I was like, "What?" It's like, so I stopped, I turned around, I was like, "Actually, I do.
Hmm.
I do want to know how your day's going." You know, clearly by your response, it's probably not going so well. I was like, "You want to talk about it?" And we actually ended up. He's like, "Oh," and I was like, "No, let's actually." And we actually had a conversation, and you know, it wasn't a terribly long one, 5-10 minutes, whatever. And he's like, at the end of that, he's like, "Man, you actually really surprised me with that." You know, and he's like, "You kind of changed my mind about this whole thing." And I was like, "Well, it may be far and few in between, but people generally sometimes, well, I don't want to say everyone because I can't speak for everyone, but you know, some people actually do care, and kindness goes a whole long way.
Uh,
You know, because
it's a lot of
literally,
them.
you know, don't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
no,
I gotta get this
no. Go ahead, bro.
sentence out because
Go with
otherwise
it.
I'm gonna forget about it. You know, it goes to smiling. You know,
He's
you
there.
smile at someone, dude. They could have been just thinking about committing suicide or something, and that one smile just saved their lives.
Smiling is contagious.
You know, because I had, dude, I was going through some stuff, and I had a gun locked and loaded one time, and I was fixing to shoot a bunch of people. Well, a few people.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
yeah, I know,
But you
bro.
know what? I had a phone call come in at that exact moment, and it altered the entire course of that whole situation. I probably wouldn't be here today. And just because my friend called me at that moment, I was like, "Thank you for calling me," because you just stopped what was fixing to happen.
I got one
You
of
know,
them
and
same
it's the
calls.
smallest little things, man. It's never the big things that are the big things. It's the little things that change things. You know, it's
I got one of them same calls. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like about fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. I was just waiting for daylight. I'm sitting in my woods and goddamn, I'm sitting in the woods
uh-huh,
in my truck, bro. Motherfucking got gauge in each hand. Had
yeah,
about a half gallon deep.
yeah,
And then my little girl, my middle daughter, she called me. She said, "Daddy, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you just need to come home, like right now.
yeah,
You need to come home." I said, "Yes, baby." And then I did. I went straight home when she said that.
yeah,
And it mattered.
yeah.
It
It
really
does,
did. Oh yeah.
man. You know, from our conversations and things, your kids have been a staple for you, man.
My kids are my reasons.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Because
they're definitely my reasons.
I know when we very first met. Well, we first met. It was on a sheepdog disaster relief down in Texas during those floods, and you were kind of in a bad way then.
Oh yeah. When I was talking about it, I had escalated that shit to a point that I
Yeah,
was. See, it's not that I wanted the police to kill me. It's just that I still seen honor in combat.
yeah.
I mean,
And you know what though, a lot of that stuff does still stem from well, just the military service, some of our upbringings, and then PTSD and TBI stuff that keep us in those loops.
see, my little
Uh
girl,
huh.
my oldest daughter, she come outside one day and in the middle of all that shit, and she said, she's like, "Let me see your phone, Daddy." I give her my phone, and she said, "You need to check this out." And she pulled up the
Yeah,
sheepdog impact
I
thing,
remember you telling me about that. And
and this was like a Thursday evening. It was
yeah,
late, so I called him on Friday morning, and
yeah,
then left with him on Sunday
yeah.
to go down.
I remember that because I showed up. I think I had like I was just sitting there and I was like, man, for some reason, this something's telling me I need to go help with this.
I had never heard of sheepdog before.
Yeah.
I
Well,
never.
I went out on a adventure thing with them one time before that, but something just kept pulling me. I was like, man, I really need to go on this disaster relief with them, and I'm glad I did because
Oh yeah,
dude,
that's
it
where we
was a good
became
time,
buddies. Yeah,
you know, going down there and helping those folks, and
it really is. It gives a sense of purpose.
yeah, and then
You know, it's not about making money.
no,
Because I
absolutely
mean,
not.
no.
No, we
It's
didn't
just
make any.
help. I mean,
Don't
really, it's
make
just
anything.
help. No,
Yeah, but man, there's so many families down there that were just, dude. That them floods tore that place up, and you know what we ended up doing is we were cutting down trees, clearing limbs, mucking houses, and you know finding people's personal belongings and rivers and
yeah,
stuff.
I
But
found the Bible,
yeah, you did find the Bible,
yeah,
and then
and I found them keys that was hanging on the door,
yeah,
and that was like the whole house got washed away.
yep. And
Oh,
with the crazy thing about this, it was your daughter told you, hey, you need to go do this, and
I did it
you
because of
just went
her,
and did it because
because she told me to. I mean,
yep,
because she
it,
showed it to
she
me.
because you know sometimes um our
Yeah, it
kids
wouldn't matter what it
sometimes
was.
see that something's wrong, and it's awesome that you listened because I've seen so many people that people like tell their kids, "Ah, don't worry about it, I'm good," you know, and
But,
but
but see, I showed my daughter something right there too,
yeah,
and
that you do listen.
oh yeah,
Well, you showed her a lot of things, well, to be honest, but
but yeah, but I'm saying though, like at that point, but see, I want to step back just a little bit because
okay,
a pretty funny, you know, about the whole deal. All right, one of the Nashville police officers, a man named Rogers,
uh huh,
and he told me, he said, look, he said, Lodi, if you do not give me a reason, I'm not gonna pull you over.
yeah,
I said, that's too easy.
that makes sense, you
I
know.
mean, yeah, it's too easy.
Just
Too easy.
can't be mad at somebody
Uh,
for just doing their job, right?
well, yeah, but whenever I was getting ready to try to do this, you know,
Uh-huh.
like with what I'm trying to do, you know, as far as like on my YouTube channel,
Yeah,
I
we're gonna work on that here shortly. I'm gonna help you out with getting that all set up.
I remembered what he said, you know, about if I don't give him a reason, then he ain't gonna pull me over. Well, I was trying to want to talk to this dude anyway because he's one of the ones that I mean, literally, they literally saved my life,
Yeah.
or literally they could have took it because I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
so I'm trying to figure out how to get pulled over without fucking up. You mean?
Uh-huh.
So I can't. You know, Nashville's not that big,
Yeah.
so I only had to make like one block to it before I found him. So I found him and I was waving like hell at him, right?
Yeah.
And he waves like a motherfucker back. So I made a block and did it again. And then like you know like 3 or 4 times we do this. And before he finally got, I guess he kind of picked like all right, you know he's like So he pulled in at the store, and I pulled in behind him, and I'm like, "What's up, buddy? Don't shoot, motherfucker!" And he's like, "Buddy, what are you doing?" I said, "Bro, really?" I said, "Man, I'm trying to figure out how to get pulled over without fucking up, like you said." And he said, "I seen you waving." He said, "Oh, I just waved back." And I said, "Really, bro? What I wanted to do was, I wanted to tell you, how far I've came since the last time you seen me, what I'm trying to do,
Uh-huh.
what I have done, but mostly I just like to show you a little bit, really how far I have came since the last time I seen you."
Yeah.
And he said, "Chris, you don't understand how glad everyone's gonna be to hear you're doing something like this." I said, "Well, bro," I said, "It's not that I wanted y'all to kill me." I said, "It's that mindset."
Yeah, absolutely.
And I said, "At least y'all recognize, you recognize the mindset."
Yeah, it's a warrior mindset that a lot of us was that joined the services were instilled with.
I mean, I accepted the fact in Afghanistan that I was fixing to die.
Yeah.
I mean, and once you accept that fact, it takes the fear out of it. It never loses the respect though.
No, absolutely.
But it took a lot of the fear away. I mean,
I get that 100%. You know, because early on, I mean, what I did my will when I was 18, well, no, 19 or 20, I think. I wrote a will. Most people don't even write wills until they're what, 60 or so, you know?
I didn't write a will, but I wrote on a box.
You guys didn't write
You-
wills before you went?
No, but I
Oh,
did
man,
write
that's
on
wild.
we did have to write our obituary basically.
Oh, yeah.
How we
Yeah.
wanted to write in a paper.
Yeah, I remember
Man.
having to do that too.
I wrote mine on an MRE box.
Yeah.
Your daddy died fighting, son. Love y'all.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
wild,
pretty
isn't it?
much.
Isn't that a crazy thing just to even fathom to think about? When you're young, you just don't think about
Yeah.
those things. And
Imagine how you write, how you want it read when you write, how you want everybody to read it.
after you die.
Yeah.
You know, oftentimes it was a lot of us, we were young, that we all just joined the military and stuff, and we were just starting life really and had all these things go through and do all these crazy stuff. And, you know, you're sitting there with the lawyers, and, so, you know, we had to sit there with JAG, and um, they'd ask us, okay, well, what if they die? Who do you want your kid to go to, or your belongings? And
That's
second
why,
and third people down the line, I'm like, man, I never even thought about these
that's why I
things.
made sure I was married before I went.
Yeah,
That way I just give everything to her.
yeah,
And then they could go from there.
that's just crazy. But let's get into your YouTube channel thing here. I know you said you were wanting to get one started.
Yes, I am.
So I'm gonna help him out with that. He has a really interesting story that he's gonna get into. As you can see, he's putting on a mask. So he's gonna start this YouTube channel, and I'm gonna tell you the he's got a pretty powerful story. So if you want to share what the story is, just just let him know it. You know?
So I literally, just like many other ones, just like us. I mean, I traded my life for life on the streets. I mean, pretty much my reasons behind it was just to pay the bills. But then it's like two separate lives. I mean, that's what, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I am a demon on the streets. I mean, I did. I took everything, all my demons inside of me, and I became a street demon. But what I want to bring awareness to is the road ghost. Because
Collins.
the road ghost is the lives just like mine that are given to the streets. And also, I'd like to bring awareness to something else too. You see, the streets have taken the lives of many young girls
Mm.
and turned them into street angels way before they ever got to live. Most of the time, it was choices that wasn't theirs. I mean, but the thing about it is, if one of them's found dead the same as one of us, it's just a suicide wrote off. Nobody cares that's where it's at because there's no awareness. Nobody actually understands there's a reason why. You know, nobody really cares.
So the mask is to represent
The street demon.
the street demon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what I'm doing,
Now is that you hiding behind a mask, or
nope. No, it's not. See, I've got like it'll make better sense like when I play the whole story. But the storyline is it's a princess from all the demons. Like she was born from the demon king and the demon queen. But she's a princess. But all I see her is as a beautiful angel. She would come to me in my nightmares. And she would tell me, she'd be like, look, you need to bring attention. You need to bring awareness. And then and she just kept coming. And I asked her, I said, princess, how can I help? How can I do this for you? And she said, they will follow you. You tell your story. Like, okay. I said, well, princess, they're afraid of me. No one's going to listen to what I'm saying. She said, they will listen if you wear the mask. Because with the mask on, all they can hear is my words. They can't see my face.
So it's
So I'm not so scary. It's that buffer. It's the
So-
way that I can get my message out.
so
So because everybody puts so much attention into, oh, we understand. I'm telling you, no, you do not understand what I'm trying to say. You're missing the whole point, or they're listening so much to my tone
yeah.
that they're not actually listening to what I'm trying to say. The fact of what everyone's so afraid of what I'm going to do or what I might do has caused me the majority of my problems. But when reality, if they'll really just pay attention to what I am doing right now, all I'm doing is just bringing awareness. In every writing group, there's one like me, one that stands out, one that's no longer there. So what I'm trying to do is, I want to ride with every ride group. I want to ride with every rider.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say anything at all. I just want to wear my mask. I want to wear, it's blacked out, and I just want to ride with them. I want to be seen riding with them. That street demon that took that, made that road go. Looking for the next one. Just that constant reminder, that awareness that there's 22 combat soldiers a day that take their own life. And there's no telling an accurate count on the number of girls that have taken theirs.
Yep. So basically, what I'm hearing is you're basically wearing a mask because people oftentimes do judge you by book by its cover, right?
Always.
So
You even seen it at Sheepdog, remember?
yeah, I did, and
I mean, that was the whole end thing when he gave me the wood that had the chip pieces on it.
yeah,
Exactly what he said. He said, even I judged a book by its cover.
100%, and you know, and it comes off weird to me because I don't see that life that way. I just talk to everybody. I got a mix from every spectrum of everything. In between everyone, like, well, you just got a bunch of strange friends. Like, well, they're not strange to me. Because I come from all walks of life, and um,
See
I've been blessed to be able not to be so judgmental when I talk to people. So
the
but-
other thing with the
no, I
mask
get it
on,
because they don't take you serious. But you know what?
until it's too late.
You do have things that are valid to say.
And
you
see,
know?
that's the other thing. The points that I
So
made,
so you're just trying to bring awareness to some of these other points.
exactly.
With suicides and
And I call them road ghosts.
road ghost. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, look, there's, I can tell you 6, I know 6 that were close to me, that were real close to me.
Uh-huh.
They gave their life to fentanyl.
Yep.
On the streets. There's a lot of people that can relate to what I'm saying.
Yep.
And you can, if it's something I said affects you in any way, it's all how you take it, because I can only talk from my own real emotion about how I feel and things that have affected me. But there's a lot of people that can stand behind the mask
Oh yeah.
and in front of it. But and it's a way that I can get my story told, just like I pray to,
No, absolutely.
I
'Cause
prayed to God, and then I asked the devil to help me get this out there because it is the demons inside of me that caused my hell.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But it's supposed to be so hush hush. Well, I wasn't allowed to sugarcoat any of it, and I wasn't able to filter none of it for my wife and kids, where I had to be stuck there trying to figure this shit out.
yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm not trying to filter it for nobody either.
so expressing your emotions and stuff. Oftentimes we all have to wear the mask, right?
Oh,
It's funny. Well, I say it's funny, but
some of it is,
look
bro.
at that.
I
My
know.
tattoo on my hand, right? It's a skull with a broken mask. Yeah. So basically, mine represents. We all wear a mask.
All of it.
All of us. It don't matter how big or bad you think you are. You got some kind of emotions and feelings back there that you're probably holding in, or you weren't even, accepted to express. Grown up. Growing up, I was called stupid and all this other stuff. You'll never amount to nothing. And I had people all my life telling me I wasn't gonna do anything, and I just go and do it twice.
I'm
You
telling you,
know,
make them hate. I'll make them hate, bro.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, the best way to fuel my fire is tell me I can't do something, and I'm gonna probably go do it. um, but is breaking through that mask, and I think that's essentially kind of what you're getting at, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do that, you're having to speak through your mask because
Well, it's everybody, like I'm gonna reference it back to Rogers again,
yeah,
Officer Rogers again. He told me, yeah, he was one of them. He said, you're gonna have to find a buffer.
yeah,
He's like, you're gonna have to find a buffer to where to help you get your point across.
yeah,
And
yeah, absolutely.
but this way, like I said, it's because they are so afraid of what I might do is what got me on the Department of Homeland Security watch list.
Yeah.
And I didn't hit nobody, and I didn't threaten nobody neither.
No, absolutely. I understand
But
that.
they're afraid of what I might do. Everybody picks up so much on my tone, and then that's all they hear is
Yeah.
either my tone or they'll pick up words and pieces, and they're missing the whole point that I'm trying to make because, like I said, so but I speak behind the mask.
Yeah. No, 100%. And
A friend of mine, like I said, she helped me out with a lot of this. I mean, she helped me out with a lot of this.
a lot of things in life, I feel a lot of people have to do some of these things like this because like they have very valid things and life experiences that we all go through that could benefit a whole lot of people greatly. However, with media and all these other different things, we get content filtered out and all this other stuff, and people pick and choose who gets to go what, and
See, my friend,
it's wild
my
because
friend I'm talking about that helped me do this. When I first met her in 2009,
yeah,
I was part of a first group that went through. It's called the Reset Program,
yep,
and it was an experimental program at Fort Hood, and it helped.
okay,
And it run its course, and then they wouldn't redo it no more because it helped. And
mm,
and then she was trying to build a program from that, and then I was going to help her
yeah,
build a program. And I figured out real quick, like here recently, building a program is way above my pay grade. It's way above my level that I'm even trying to reach.
yeah.
That's not what I'm. You know what I mean? I would like to set bases, but that's not me. That's not I'm.
Now, do you have a way to put it all in like a planning of kind of the program ideas and everything, and
Well,
having
no,
that all written out and
the
stuff?
the what I no that see what I've got to do. What I'm trying to do is figure out how I stayed alive.
Okay.
And then I just kind of, I've been talking to her about it.
So you've been in survival mode, but
I've been in survival mode for too long now, bro.
100%.
Way too long now.
I'd like to say I'm not in survival mode, but I, I still feel like sometimes I am. So
I like to figure out how to get out of it.
yeah, absolutely, to where we can thrive. And you know what kind of almost gave me an, uh, an additional perspective on that was the sheepdog's warrior path, which I do believe you're signed
Yeah,
up
I'm
for,
signed
right?
up for it. Yes.
And I just recently went through it in September, so um, you know I can see where the value was in it, absolutely, and it's definitely helpful. So I think it'll help you with that a little bit.
I gotta see.
If you apply the stuff. Um, but you know, it's also you know
See,
they teach you.
why I didn't go already on the because I had a chance to go on it, but it was right after I wrecked that Jeep. See,
Yeah.
that's the point we kind of got
Yeah,
astray from
Yeah, you got
um,
so
the importance of the ride.
yeah,
We got sidetracked, but
we did get
today,
sidetracked, but yeah. Okay, so
today,
let's reset.
yeah, one more time.
So today being Veterans Day, right? Um, you got this whole big black backblast of kind of what's been going on with you, and kind of really we didn't get sidetracked
No,
because
because the sheepdog ties in because it was after the sheepdog whenever I got to work at Fayetteville.
yeah, because all of this stuff was kind of just more of a backstory
No,
of why we went on a ride today, right? And you're gonna be start your channel, which I'm gonna help you with, get all that set up, um, and then get your story out there, and then hopefully, if any of you guys have some of these similar thoughts and stuff, man, reach out to us. You know,
yeah.
if we can't help you, we'll put you in the need of somebody that can.
And I'm one of the kind that the doctors and counselors I've had experienced so much with them. There's not really much that they can tell me that I'm going to listen to because all I hear is you need more pills. I mean that's really what it comes back to. But look here, if anybody sitting in a spot where I've been and sitting in a spot where I've been, and you want just an honest opinion, you just need somebody to talk to for a minute. Look, I'll talk to anybody. I have no problem talking to everybody. I do that.
That's no lie.
But look, the ride today was so important for me because as a sheepdog, I got introduced. Will here introduced me to the holy man. Holy smokes, Scott.
Good old Scott.
That's Scott's awesome for real. But I was just doing a little cash work. He's I just running a chainsaw, a little cash work, a little extra money. And I was trying to go home for my little girl's birthday, and it had been raining. And I jumped my Jeep about 30 foot off the top of a mountain on Pencil Bluff. It's called Blowout Mountain, matter of fact. And I popped a tire. I wasn't running that fast, but I popped the tire, and when it did, I hit the brakes and I jerked the wheel, and it didn't affect nothing at all. So I let out the brakes and I just put her to the floor. And I'm gonna tell you something, that mountain jumping bullshit on TV, I call it bullshit because there ain't no that Kodak moment and getting your selfies. Hell no, I had a grip.
I know. I was sitting with Scott, and we heard about you wrecking and stuff. I'm like, man. You just can't catch a break, man.
But the first time when I tried to ride back up here, I put my bike together, and it was the last day of the second time for the second challenge ride for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation.
Yeah, for that miles
and,
for that pediatric ride. Yeah.
I made it to Mount Ida, and I had to turn around. I couldn't physically make the ride, and that's what the point right there that really broke my confidence. That's what really where I flipped my lid. Like
that's the first ride you couldn't make, huh?
Yeah, of all of them, the first time that I actually tried to get on and ride.
Yeah.
And I could not do it, and I mean, and it was too much.
Yeah, and that's all from your neck injury
and
plus
the lower spine.
Yeah, and then also still being probably sore from the wreck and everything. For the Jeep and everything.
What I did though was I hurt where that cyst is.
Yeah.
I hurt what was already hurt.
Yeah.
But I thought that I had felt pain. I thought I was hurting. I had it had recently got pointed out to me as somebody who's close to me, like some friends of mine that are real close to me. I call him Ink in Trouble because Ink he done some of my tattoos. He's the one that put the tattoo on my neck, and I call her Trouble because every time I see this girl, she's at home taking care of her kids, taking care of the family, taking care of the house.
Staying out of trouble.
Yeah, everything but getting into trouble. Hell, but they're, I mean, really truthfully, they're what made the whole difference in this whole deal because had it not been for, for her just really calling my bullshit.
So basically, they inspired you to go on this ride.
Oh, more than that.
And basically, well, they kind of ignited that fire to get you going and everything.
Oh yeah, I mean,
not only just the ride, but your channel and all these other things.
Yeah, I mean, what really, it was exactly what I needed. Like I said, I thought I was in pain. I thought I felt pain. I thought I hurt. And my homeboy showed me what pain was when I laid still and let him do this tattoo on my neck.
Yeah.
But
So.
really, though, whenever she called my bullshit,
Uh huh.
she's like, bullshit, this not the Bodick. I know you. It's
Yeah.
not you. I
Wow.
believe in
Okay.
you. And then he said, I believe in you too. And if both of them believed in me, then I had no reason why I could not believe in myself.
Yeah. So.
And then it just, from there.
But a lot of times we get all these people talking, and we get that self doubt because a lot of people always telling us, "Hey, you're not going to amount to nothing" or
Oh,
something.
and
And
it wasn't
we
that.
then we also
I had
start
no
thinking
worth
about
left.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
really felt like I had no worth left because I had done lost everything that mattered to me. Like
Oh,
I said, I mean,
absolutely.
I couldn't save my life in that sense. I'm talking about with my family.
Yeah.
You know, I said I couldn't do it. No matter what I tried to do, I had done too much bad already.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that little bit of boost and
Bro, that's all it
that
took.
encouragement.
I mean, that's really all
It
it took was
just
somebody just
flipped
to
the
call it
switch.
out. Yeah, be like, like this is flat out bullshit. That's not you. You know what I'm saying? And then that I believe in you.
Yeah. And it's great that you bring that up because you know be that person to actually encourage somebody to do
That's what I'm
something good
saying.
rather than, oh no, you can't do that.
Or
Well,
even more than that,
though,
just
oftentimes when people say you can't do that, they're just telling you that they can't do that.
of course. But just the fact of like like my homegirl, she told me, she's like, look, you got this.
Yeah,
She's like,
you do.
you got this. And I mean, and it mattered a lot.
Yeah,
It mattered a lot. Like I said, a lot of the storyline is off of her.
yeah.
Um, and,
Well, I'm glad that they encouraged you to do that because now,
I mean,
because you called me up and was like, hey man, come ride this ride with me so we can finish it.
oh yeah,
And
because I mean,
you
whenever
know,
I come by that spot where I jumped at,
yeah.
bro,
Oh,
when
I
I
know.
passed the church first, I come by the church first, and when I turned around at the church, the way I remember it, it was this huge church, boy, way high up on the hill. Like, I mean, and it was a big church, but I'm just saying it wasn't near like the whole, what I mean,
Yeah,
like what I remembered where I turned around at.
yeah,
And then like when I come by the launch spot, it wasn't very far past the launch spot. I stopped. I took a
yeah.
picture. Remember, like, but
I
I was in
remember.
second gear, even though I was going the other way. From it, I still. I mean, I literally, I dropped that bitch down to second gear. I mean, and I was, because I'm gonna tell you something. Uh, I was scared as hell. I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah.
nobody. I mean, I really was scared, and
Oh,
more
I'd
than that,
imagine. Could've went off.
because I knew where this ride was going. Because the more and more I talked to you, and the more and more the more and more I seen what my vision was. Like really got to see what my purpose really is.
Yeah.
In doing this.
Oh, I know, and I'm glad that you brought that to me and was able to. You're like, man, I finally figured it out what I want to do, and you want to ride with people
Yeah.
and
Like I said,
and
I
help them
don't.
out and stuff. So that's awesome.
All I want to do is just bring that awareness.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like I said, I mean, truthfully, I don't. When I ride with the groups or whatever, I just want to be seen riding. I don't want to talk. I don't want, if somebody on the, they want to talk to me or whatever, or do a little deal for their show or
Yeah.
however they want to do that. That's fine. What I'm trying to do though is, like I said, is just bring that awareness.
Represent the ones that can't ride no more.
That's it. The one
That's awesome.
that didn't see it, their reasons and took their life.
Yeah.
Because then it puts it in their face. And I also, like I said, I'd also like to bring awareness to the street angels, bro. Because
bring acknowledgement to
Yep.
those that lost themselves.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't realize it until it's too late, or when they do realize it, some people just don't know how to approach somebody and help address that issue. So
yeah, and also, like I said, these several of these girls, they some of them I've known their whole life, but and it wasn't nothing sexual.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of the way, but I mean they have fed me.
yeah,
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like they have put me up and let me sleep, and where I mean I've run hard, and I mean I have run hard, and it's I'm not trying to brag when I talk like about how I mean
yeah. No, I
it's
get
really
it.
horrible, but I'm saying though these girls to be worth nothing, you know, in society's eyes because that
Yeah, because they got taken
yeah
down a path that,
that they didn't even choose most of the time.
yeah, and
Or that then they get stuck in and they can't get out of it, and there's nowhere they can go for help.
yeah, it's almost like you're inside your own body trying to fight yourself getting out, and you just can't make any movement.
Another point I'd like to bring up, and it's something like, look, you know, I got a homegirl. You know, she was telling me she was trying just to get on. She was just trying to go to the mental hospital just to get on something for the holiday time. The holiday time was a hard time for her. I understand the holiday time was a hard time for me too, but
Yeah,
you know, she's already been diagnosed with PTSD.
yeah,
But yet she has to she had to re-answer all these questions, and it brings it all that back up right in her face. If they're already diagnosed, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If she was just pill chasing for some pain pills or something,
yeah,
you know, I can understand the questionnaires there. But something that's mental like that, I mean, yes, truthfully, it's all in her head, just like my mental shit's all in my head. But that's real trauma.
yeah, and it's very
And,
valid.
and to have to answer all the same questions again and again that's done been answered again and again, and then that just makes her have to live through that shit again.
Which there is some evidence that keep talking about things does actually help with it. But I understand the frustration because I've been there and I hate filling those stupid things out every time. It's like, dude, come on, man. But yeah, I don't know. Is there a better way? Who knows? We'll find out, huh?
Well, yeah.
So
either way, I mean, we're damn sure doing something now. I mean, that's the thing. Where nobody's talked about these things before, I'm talking about them now.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you are, and I'm glad you're still here, and you're not part of the 22.
Bro. Because same with you, brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, because it almost happened.
It did,
to a lot of us.
It did. 100%.
More than once. You know that if I wouldn't have walked away from that Jeep wreck, even though yes, I picked how I went off the mountain. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I would have killed myself right then when I did it, because I did that. Same when I stuck that tire bar in the top of my head. Bro, I mean, I really would have killed myself. Intentional or unintentional, it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah. I mean, it's still how it would have went.
Yeah. And that's a heavy. It's all heavy. This was a heavy one.
Yeah, it was.
But let's bring awareness to that suicide stuff, man.
For sure, that.
It's okay to be feeling stuff, but reach out, help somebody, and I would say if you're feeling that way, reach out. But I understand also, because we both understand that that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do when you're feeling that way.
Yeah. I don't like I said too. Look, if you're feeling that way and you feel like you can't reach out to somebody else, for real, look, Will's gonna help me. I call this motherfucker Bobby, because it goes back to sheepdog. I gotta tell him this real fast. Right? We was down there for like 3 days. We was down there for like 3 days, and this dude's like, "Ain't your name Bobby?" I was like, "It is now, motherfucker."
Yeah, so I adopted that name, Bobby.
Yeah, he's been Bobby ever since. So anyway, but Bobby's gonna help me set up my deal. Look, if you really feel like you're on that level, and I mean, if you really truly feel like you're on that level, but you don't want to go about it any other way, like as far as like go to the hospital, you don't want to try to deal with all the counselors, get on pills. You just need somebody to talk to, for real. Like once I get it set up, once we get this deal set up, look, hit me up. I mean, I will talk to somebody for real.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes talking to a stranger it's way easier than talking to people that you know, for sure.
Of course. But I mean, if stranger or someone I know, any of them,
absolutely.
I'm for real. Like, look, I'm just now learning about social media. I'm learning the tech stuff, but so I might be slow to reply. But I promise you, if you look, just text me, be like, look, 911. I mean, like 911. Look, this is my emergency. If I don't answer it back, look, hit it up again. Just give me time enough to check it, because I mean, I got a lot happening too. But for real, when I say this, like I will talk to somebody.
That's awesome.
Because it's people like that. Yep. It's people that I didn't know at all. That I met along the way that have talked to me. Some that made a lot of difference too.
Yeah, absolutely. You and me both. It's just crazy that way. But
my whole point is to change the number.
Yeah, to a lot lower one.
Of course.
I don't know if we'll ever get to 0, but. That's a hoax.
There's
so
I've got to talk to a couple of ladies. They were both nurses. They're older ladies, and they told me, they're like, Chris, look, all you have to do, baby, is just save one life.
Yeah.
Like if you save one life, then you've accomplished your goal. Well, I did that whenever I saved my own.
Yeah.
But I have also
Absolutely.
saved other ones too. So I mean, I
That
can't
too.
fail. I already did what I'm trying to do. So now, if I can do anything else, it's just extra and better.
Yep. Absolutely. And you know, you don't stop at one.
No, no,
No
no. I'm
sense in it.
saying,
But
but
yeah.
I,
No,
I
I know.
can't fail now. I've already did that.
Oh, absolutely. So
So goal accomplished.
we're gonna get Chris here set up with his YouTube and get him going. So if you guys need anything, reach out to him, and also reach out to the Rust Compass. And you got me, you got Kitty also, which I'm bringing on as a co-host, which I'll announce. Well, I just did announce, but
And the writers. Look,
writer.
anybody that can help me with what I'm doing. Like for real, I've almost got my CBR back together. I don't care where you're at in the United States. If you're a big rider, you're a big ride group. Um, period. I just want to ride with you. I mean, I just want to ride with you.
Mhm.
It just help me get it out there.
Yep. So we'll get all this out, man, and yeah. I want to thank everyone for watching. It's been a long and a heavy one, but a lot of good information. Hope it made sense to everybody. And yeah, man, if you're feeling any kind of a certain way, man, just reach out, just send a message. I know that's not always the easiest thing to do, but it might be for the best.
Today's the first time that I've made a ride and actually got to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well,
Because before every time when I got on that thing, bro, you know what I mean?
oh, it's been hell for you.
I'm telling
But
you.
you know what? The reason I came down at when you asked me is like, because a lot of us, it gets to the main, I guess, point of this is you're never alone.
That's it, bro.
That's 100%.
I mean, and that's the truth. And everything was riding on me making it back up here.
Yeah.
I mean, literally because the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
But more than that,
You
no,
were stuck
I
in a
had-
loop and trying to get that because
I'm telling you,
that
bro.
was a very emotional trauma for you, not being able to make a ride.
I'm telling you,
You
that was
know,
the
and-
worst. It really did that. I thought my confidence would never break.
Yeah.
No, but I was wrong.
And because, riding for me has been my crutch.
Oh yeah.
And I know it has for
There's
you.
there's
Yeah.
therapy, bro. I can control
And-
my mindset with a throttle.
I-
Sometimes fast, sometimes slow.
I clear my mind. I go out on a ride, enjoy the weather, or even the weather, the nature, everything. But yeah, well, hopefully, I know you talked about doing this annually.
Yeah, just that one ride annually,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the Arkansas ride.
Yeah, so expect something. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get Chris in the right hands. Get this whole thing going. Do an annual ride every year and grow it and.
Hey,
see how that
I will
goes
test ride small backpacks.
and-
You know what I mean? I'm saying I'm not a big boy, so I don't need no heavy bag. But I'm saying I will test ride a small backpack if one wants to go.
But yeah, that's what we got for today. And again, I want to thank everybody and thank you, Chris,
brother,
for being
for
able to
real.
come out, brother. And I know this is big, heavy, and
I'm telling you, bro. I mean, you don't understand how much different I feel
Oh, I know.
just getting this out there.
yeah, absolutely. And
I see it happening. Like I really do.
if I could possibly help, with anything, just let me know. And then I can't do everything, but I can try to
Oh, that's what
help.
I'm telling you, bro. Like
So-
that OJT time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
For real,
But
that's what I'm here, bro. I'm getting some OJT time where you can just show me how to, because I don't know how to edit my own content.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That right there is going to help me the most.
yeah,
And that's what we're working on later.
yep, absolutely. So, all right, guys, that's all the time we got for today, and hope you guys enjoyed and picked up some valuable stuff from this this episode. And we'll see you guys next time. See you guys.